Virgos come before Libras. We're talking about Scorpios. I'm so sorry, Scorpios. Speaking of Scorpios, as soon as I said that, being the fixed water sign, you guys will appreciate this. I just threw an entire cup of water on the ground. So, just give me one. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're talking your astrology first for the Scorpio rising specifically for the month of August 2022. And we're going to get into your tarot after. So, Scorpio on August 4th. So, or not really the 4th. I think it's actually the first. The first week is a lot. We're going to talk about what we've already been through briefly, and we're going to get right up to August 11th, which is today, and the full moon in Aquarius. So, first week of August, we have, starting right off the bat, we have Mars, Uranus, North Node, all in Taurus here, all hitting right there in your 7th house. There's going to be a lot of disruptions with your relationships. You probably experienced that there at the very beginning of the month, that or with coworkers, breakups, issues. It's difficult because the South Node is going through your ascendant, and it's very draining for you. At this time, we also have Mars squaring Saturn, so this is also getting in the way of your home living situation, short distance travel, with like 3rd house, 4th house stuff there. This relationship issue is going to get in the way of those things as well, and it's really not good for you in terms of it's going to be really difficult in terms of your home, your family situation. It's going to be causing some issues there, to be honest with you. And any areas where you're refusing to change your mind, release a certain relationship, get rid of a negative relationship, you're going to find like over time that it's alienating you from your home, your family, your friends situations, or again, it's isolating you, really, and is getting in the way of things progressing and all other areas for you. So, like, your relationships at home are going to be really intense and really tense there at the beginning of the month. And so after that, we have Mercury also going into Virgo that first week. And Mercury is going to be in its home sign in your 11th house there. But Mercury is your 8th house ruler. Excuse me, guys. Hold on. So, yes, Mercury is your 8th house ruler. So, which is all about, death, debts, other people's money, shared resources. And 11th house is all about friends, your communities, your the people you enjoy to spend, the people that you spend a lot of time with, your social communities. So, because again, Mercury is your 8th house ruler, there's going to be more friend and social time, but there's going to be probably a lot of you, like, complaining and, like, releasing, like, trauma. I don't want to say, like, you're going to be like, oh, like, I'm going through all this, and, like, you could be that friend at this time, and that's okay. It's okay to need the support of people that love you. And, so let's get here. August 11th, which is today, we have the full moon in Aquarius. We also have Venus entering Leo. So the sun there is in Leo in your 10th house, which is going to be all about, how it's, I always see it as the front facing area. Like, how do you come across in terms of, your social media presence, in terms of career, in terms of, all of that kind of stuff there. 10th house is like really your fame, basically. And so everything that you're going to do is like, it's very like front facing. Everybody can see it when it's in the 10th house. And so we have the sun in our 10th house there, which is really how, again, focusing on reputation, career. But it's also going to be highlighting our living situation. Because is Aquarius your 4th house? Let me just think for a second. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, there's all that going on with it's like a 10th house, 4th house stuff there. So we have, again, this focus on reputation, career, and it's highlighting that 4th house of living situation. So where are you really feeling distant and disconnected from your family, and your and especially having to do with what you do, and how you're projecting yourself to the rest of the world, and how does that separate or isolate you from that kind of 4th house stuff there. There could be a lot of tenseness and feeling like really isolated and not connected, not especially emotionally connected with family right at this time. It's going to feel, home stuff is going to feel very heavy and very tense, and you might actually, again, be looking more into the 10th house stuff of work to find comfort and solace at this time, especially with the full moon being on top of Saturn, both in Aquarius. It's a lot of, like, 4th house stuff, like, hitting there with the 10th house. And on the 11th, we also have Venus entering Leo. So we have Venus entering Leo today, which is not bad. So it's your 7th house ruler of relationships is entering Leo in your 10th house. So it's going to be putting your relationships in a more public kind of way. You're going to feel more seen. You're going to want to be more seen. You're going to want, if you're dating someone new, you're going to want to be like showing them off, putting them on your social media. It's just going to be a very like seen time. And especially if you're having any issues there, it's going to be very public. So just be aware of that as well. Because you have your 12th house going into the 10th house, which is also means, again, that your worst parts are going to be very visible. So your worst parts of yourself and within relationships are going to be very out there. So again, don't try for attention too much, because it might, like, it might come back to haunt you. It might hit the wrong way, if that makes sense. You might get some unwanted attention or not be seen in the way that you would like to be seen because of that. So on the 20th, we have Mars going into Gemini, and when Mars goes into Gemini, it's going to be there for 8 months. That's a very long Mars transit. So it's going to be your 8th house for 8 months, which is like, okay. So it's going to feel, I mean, listen, I'm a Cancer rising, so I get this. I also have like the crazy like edge of all this, where it's like this particular transit is gonna make you feel like you're losing your mind. Same as a Cancer rising, not excited about it. It's gonna be really focused again with 8th house of borrowing things, debts, of death, of any shared resources, all showing up there to be dealt with. It's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna have to like all these fears about this stuff coming up, and like, oh my god, I forgot about this. Do I have enough money for this? It's gonna feel, you're gonna feel very paranoid and upset and fearful about what you owe, and that's gonna be tough. Okay, so just be aware of that. It's gonna be a tough 8 months in terms of that. I'm not excited about it either, guys. I'm a Mars and Aries person, and I just would like it to be there all the time. So we have Mercury entering shadow also at this time and being in opposing Neptune. So Mercury is retrograding your 12th house of hidden enemies. It's going back into your 11th house of friendships. And so your friends and hidden enemies are all kind of like getting caught up in the 8th house of your shared resources there. And it's just really going to force you to be really aware and very careful and very like, aware of who you trust. Who do you trust? Who can pay you back? Who's there for you? Who's not? Be careful about who you trust. Be careful about who you borrow or like lend to. Okay. And then yeah, then we also have Mercury going opposite Neptune. So you're going to feel, again, like that's like kind of like for everybody, it's going to feel like something is off. Can't really figure out what is going on. Like, what did you forget? What's up here? And it's like, yeah, something with your 11th and 5th. So your friend groups or your pleasure, your resources, in terms of what you enjoy, creativity is going to feel like I have this, but something is off and I'm not sure what it is. And that could feel a little stressful. On the 27th, we have the new moon in Virgo. So pay attention to friends. It's going to be like, again, having you, again, focus your attention on friends, focus on networking, socializing, because that's all 10th house stuff, or sorry, 11th house stuff for you guys. And you're going to be clearing stuff up there in the 11th house. So this new moon is also squaring Mars and Gemini. So there's going to be some tension, again, and uncertainty with friends and your shared resources there, because your 11th house ruler of friends and your 8th house ruler of your shared resources and your 12th house of hidden enemies in Libra. Yikes. So you're not going to feel like something is very fair and balanced, and you're also going to feel like, I don't understand what's going on with this situation. It's not working out the way you want it to. You might also find out that some people are not really your friends in a rough kind of way. So just be really aware of things in that area. Just try to deal with it as best you can. Venus is also in your 10th house here. Your 10th house, again, of career, of your public image, of your, what is the word I'm looking for? Your reputation, that's what I was trying to say, is really gonna square Uranus in Taurus and go opposite Saturn in Aquarius. And so that's a lot of public tension within a specific relationship there. And it could also get in the way of your living situation. There's just gonna be a lot of tension there at the end of the month that is coming up to force you to deal with and rebalance. So again, it's not a great time for everybody. I don't want to like keep, I know everyone keeps asking, like, when is astrology going to get better? When are things going to get better? I don't fucking know. Maybe never. Okay? We just have to deal with this. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to explain what's going on. Excuse me. All right. So. All right, Scorpios. We are going to get into your reading now. All right. So we're using the Michael Ulrich deck. The Flux Arcana Tarot. Really nice. Scorpio sun, moon, risings, and Venus. Thank you for sharing. See, these decks are really beautiful. The month of August 2022. Starting kind of from the mid-month here. Okay. I'm going to jump in, and we will take it. need to turn off the sound, which I thought we did, but I guess not. Okay, these cards are not popping. Okay. All right. Interesting. I'm gonna pull some more. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Why? All right, I kind of knew that part was coming, but like we'll talk about the love stuff at the end. I kind of saw that shit coming, but we'll see. All right. Scorpios. So, starting off the month, I can tell like you guys are not really meant to, like, we're not feeling on our shit. Let's just be real, because when you get the King of Cups reverse, that's your card. And when I get that reverse, it kind of feels like you are emotionally drawn out. You're emotionally not stable really at this time. And when Scorpios are not feeling like emotionally regenerated and stable, it's not a good place for them to be in. They can come across as really harsh and really cold. And I do feel that with that King of Swords there. There's a harsh energy to you at this time, if I'm being real. And like, again, it's just very... You have a lot of weird stuff happening, very disruptive energy, again, with the Taurus stuff, which is your 7th house, especially if you are a Scorpio rising. But regardless, there's a lot of disruptive energy that is showing up here that is making, again, like we also have like Aquarius here, and this is the full moon in Aquarius, so I'm not surprised to see the King of Swords. But it's also... It's a time, especially because I'm doing this again on the full moon in Aquarius, it's a very intense time of, focusing really on like where we feel like we have left behind, on where we're feeling really disconnected and what connected us there and what's missing. I feel like for a lot of you with that 8 of Cups and that King of Swords, there's this cold need to walk away from something that is so emotionally an emotionally disruptive aspect of yourself here. It's like, I know I'm not in my best place emotionally. I know I've been, maybe not the best. It's almost like you're seeing also negative patterns. I'm going to be honest, like for those of you who are in like a weird toxic relationship or relationship situation, that is a major source of negative stuff for you at this time. And it is like seeping into a lot of other areas of your life is what it feels like, and what it looks like within your reading. It's like there's a toxicity that is hitting everything. You have to be the one to root it out at this time. And it is making you a little colder, a little harsher, a little less emotionally available to others, because you yourself are not emotionally resilient at this time. You're not feeling on it, especially if you're going through, like, it just feels like a lot of mental and emotional upheaval and distress at this time. Like, you're not well. And I don't mean that like in a negative way. Just like take care of yourself and make sure, like, again, if you need to go see a therapist, you need to take some medication, reach out to a friend. But whenever I see that kind of card with Scorpios, I know that something is off for you guys emotionally. But that 8 of Cups does show you walking away from there. And that's hard, though, especially being fixed water. The 8 of Cups is to me, it is the hardest card that you will find in the deck, because you emotionally have to walk away from something that you have once loved, that you really care for. 8 of Cups is leaving some type of idea or ideal in the past. And this feels like a relationship that you thought, for some of you, this is like a very toxic and very bad relationship with a person or a group or whatever. It's something it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be a toxic friend or people that you work with, but you have to separate yourself from that. And it's like, especially at this Aquarius full moon, it's like you're really seeing that this is not good for you and that it is time to leave this behind, is what I feel. That's just kind of like where we're at right now there. But Eight of Cups is also a very strong moment. There's a lot of strength in that, of needing to walk, of being able to say, I love this and I have loved this and this has brought me so much emotional joy at one point, or there was a point where I was emotionally satisfied by this and I no longer am. And that is okay. It is okay to move on from things. It is okay to leave certain things in the past. It's okay to be done with things, but you have to be able to recognize that and walk away. And it's like, I just feel like you're having a hard time with that, but you will, if you can take that emotional aspect out of it and just be like, I have to do this, you can do this. Okay, I know it is tough, but you have to leave something like that in the past there. So, or a very emotionally jarring event, something like that. Like there's been some type of emotional upheaval. And again, that might have to do with family, home stuff, considering what happened with the astrology, whatever that is. It just feels like it really hit hard. But the okay, and so now let's move on to like career, work, that kind of aspect here of, of like less emotional aspects of life is what we're going to focus on now here. 5 of Wands and 9 of Wands. Is that 9 of Wands? Let me just see. Yes, 9 of Wands reverse. So, and you get that, there's a lot of difficult energy. I'm not going to lie, guys. Your energy for work stuff is also kind of difficult here. But I think for some of you, it's like, I don't want to fucking put up with this anymore. It's like, I've been putting up with excuse me. Oh my gosh. Give me 1 second. Hello, Contortion Bee. We're in the middle of the Scorpio reading if you're just joining, guys. We're doing Scorpio for August 2022. We were just talking a little about where you're at with this full moon. I'm just fixing this because it looks like it's not charging, and that's not cool. I don't know why it does that, but you know what? I think it only charges on this side. Really stupid. Mac products are great and also the dumbest things on the face of this earth. You can agree. It's like sometimes it charges, sometimes it's like I don't want to charge, but I'll stay plugged in. Anyways. All right, continuing Scorpios. That 5 of Wands, that 9 of Wands reverse there. 5 of Wands are a lot of little difficulties, and I just feel like there's a lot of little things that are just like worn away at your ability to enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. There's a lot of like little issues, and you're just kind of like, with the 9 of Wands is like, when it's upright, it's like I can deal with this. I'm gonna stick here. I'm gonna hold on to like all my stuff. I'm gonna hold on to all my wands. I got this. But when it is reversed, I always see that as like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, you pushed this too far. Like, all right, walls down. Let's have a conversation. 5 of Wands showing up with that 9 of Wands reverse is like, I've dealt with all the little things kind of push you over the edge because you're already dealing with a bunch of other emotional stuff. So it's like little things at work will push you over the edge this month, and you will have to watch out for that because you're going to be like, okay. And then you also get that Page of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles reverse. It's going to make you feel, I'm going to be honest, you're going to feel like immature and like a baby about things. Like you're going to be frustrated and dealing with it, and you might make some mistakes at work that make you feel, or like make you feel again like you're being perceived by everybody and your work partners, whoever, your coworkers, whatever, that you're less than. This is going to be a tough moment of being like, because Page of Pentacles to me is, we're planting a seed, we're doing something. To me, it has something to do with work, like a new beginning, a new venture. But the 9 of Pentacles reverse is like, that's not working for you. So again, it could also just be a side hustle not working out. And that makes you feel like, I don't have talent in this. I shouldn't be doing this. Like, it has you really questioning your abilities and your ability to believe in yourself is what I'm getting there. So I do see that showing up as an issue. Because 9 of Pentacles, when it's upright, I always feel like that's you're feeling really confident. I always see that's I call it my single happy woman card. It doesn't have to be a woman, whatever. Like, my single happy person card. It's just like, I've got the money. I've worked hard to get to this point. I had the looks. I got the money. I got everything I need to be like, oh, I got this. Like, I don't need no man. I don't need no other person to give me money. I don't need anybody. Like, I got this. Like, and I'm doing great. And I'm looking great while doing it. It's very, like, physically and financially, it's like the Venusian comforts. I think it's called Venus and Virgo. So it's like you worked to get there. Like, you have, it's like kind of boss bitch energy. I don't like to say like that, but you know what I mean. So I do feel like that could be something that's an issue there. showing up. It could be like either that gets in the way, like you're trying to do this, but other work and stuff is getting in the way, and all these little frustrations are getting in the way of you trying to maybe even find a new job, start a new venture. Because again, we have the Mars and Gemini, which is a very dual energy, and we're going to be there's a lot of a duality there, because again, Mars is it's one of your rulers there, along with Pluto. So you're going to have a very dual aspect to yourself of wanting to, continue doing what you're doing, but wanting to continue on doing something else as well, or testing your hand maybe at something else. Like, this is, this career path isn't doing it for me. Maybe I want to try something new, trying your hand at that kind of energy. Knight of Cups also shows up there along with, but this is kind of by the end of the month here, I do feel like something that feels... I don't even know. This is like, you guys are in a moment right now, because it feels like you're being presented with something that shows up as like a positive thing, and then like you get into it and it becomes a whole fucking mess, and you're like, what? Like, you asked me to do this? And this feels like, okay, I would just say, I think this came up in your astrology, watch out for people. Don't trust everybody. If somebody comes to you and is like, I want you to do this like extra work thing for me, like say you're a freelancer and they're like, I want you to make like wedding invitations for me, I would say either you're going to put a lot of effort into that and they're not going to use them, or they're not going to pay you. It's that kind of energy of like, you think an opportunity is good and it turns out to not be good. Like, in a really simple way, like, you're like, oh my God, like, Knight of Cups, like, someone's coming up here and like saying nice things about my work and offering me something. Oh my God, oh my God. And then it's like Five of Swords, and it's like Five of Swords and Seven of Wands that came out spinning. It's like, you're going to feel like people are attacking you. You're going to feel like you need to defend yourself and defend your values and your worth, because it's like, holy shit, like, where the fuck are you coming from? Like, people are trying to take from you. Watch out from that. Know your worth and stand up for yourself, but also don't be psychotic about it, because again, attention could come at you at the wrong ways. You're going to have to be very aware of the people around you and what they're asking of you, what they need from you, and what they're really using you for at this time, because it's a time, my Scorpios. It is a time. Let me have some water really quick before we get into love. I'm going to pull like a little bit more there. Just like anything else we need to know about work, because that's kind of messy. Anything else we need to know, advice. And let me know if you were a Scorpio when you're resident. What's going on with you guys? As soon as I say what's going on with you guys, it was like feeling psychotic, feeling emotional, not enjoying this. Because when the moon is reversed, I'm like, nothing feels right. We do not feel, like, I'm in the upside down. It's kind of how I feel. If you watch Stranger Things, like, that's like, I'm in the upside down and nothing is okay. When I get the moon reversed. It could also mean new moon as well, obviously, or eclipse. We already know we're going to be there, so we're just going to leave that out. But let's continue. Anything else we need to know about this career situation? It is going to make you feel crazy. A lot of situations this month are going to make you feel crazy. You can get rid of some of that crazy by getting rid of some very obvious toxic relationships that everybody else can see, but for some reason you're like, I don't see that. What are you talking about? They're fine. We're fine. We're friends. It's like, Scorpio, get it together. Okay, Scorpios. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm trying to pull out a simple, like, okay. What do we need to know about that shit? Are you kidding me? Oh, Scorpios. You're going to get some bad news. I'm not going to... Oh, my God. Listen, don't try to switch things up too hard with work. Don't fuck around with people at work this month, no matter how much you want to yell at them, no matter what you want to say. I would say, like, stand up for yourself to a degree, because you can really fuck yourself over. Oh, my God. Like, let's be real. I was like, anything we need to be aware of, anything we need to know. And again, be aware of who you are trusting. Be aware of, like, again, there's going to be disruptions in this area. Things are going to change. You might think that life is going one way at the beginning of August. It is not going that way by the end of August, especially in terms of work and especially in terms of love and life. Okay, just for everybody, this is a time. I don't know there's a lot of stuff going on. We could do an astrology chat sometime and really dig into why it is wild, because everyone's like, what's going on? I'm like, too much. Don't even ask me. It's too much to explain. But Three of Swords did come up, Scorpios. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm sorry, Scorpio. It is there. Three of Swords did show right up. It's like there's a lot of pain here, and the Page of Swords shows up there with the Ten of Swords. Like, that is, you are getting information that is very heartbreaking and feels like a stab in the back. It feels like people are, are stabbing you in the back. And I'm not going to lie about that. So again, watch out for being stabbed in the back. Don't push too much. Don't get on your Venus and Leo high horse and act like you're the shit and start like, because you can be the shit. And I believe that you're the shit. Don't worry. I believe it. We all believe it, Scorpio. Believe me. But if the second you start acting like that and doing that, like, it's going to get slapped in your face in a negative way. And I just feel like something that you were relying on, you can no longer rely on by the end of that person, a situation. If you were like, oh, I'm going to walk out from this job into a different job, and like, that's going to be the situation. Like, that is not going to be the situation. And you need to be really realistic about that. Do not self-sabotage this month. It feels to me, let's see what this is coming from, because that's intense. Because 10 of Swords is a major ending. That is a very painful ending. And with that 3 of Swords and Page of Swords, they're like, you are getting stabbed in the back. Especially if you're dealing with a Leo. That's all I'm going to say. If you're dealing with a Leo, just watch out. They are not coming in with good energy. Anything else we need to know about that they should be aware of? Is there anything they can do? There's that 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Don't just, this is like when it's reversed, it comes like anything you can do, it shows up as 8 of Wands reversed. Like, don't travel, don't speak, don't say anything. Just don't do it. Whatever it is you were going to say, don't say it. Don't do the thing. Don't spend money on traveling right now. It's not going to work out. Just all of that, like, just stay put, stay quiet. Look out for yourself is my advice to you at this time. Because 8 of Wands is like usually like, woo, I'm doing this, doing that. It's like, don't do that. Your energy needs to be inside of you and to nobody else at this time. Okay? Let's move on to love. Because it's kind of a similar energy. High Priestess, 4 of Wands. That's not bad. When I get this, though, I mean, like, it really shifts. I feel like there is a situation, a love situation, that feels like you are giving a lot to this, actually. You might see this as something, like, really nice. It sees, like, you see a lot of potential in this situation. With that High Priestess there is a sense of knowing. And I'm going to come back to her in a second, because the sense of knowing filters throughout what comes up with this. Because I know we talked about with the astrology that there's some negative, very obvious negative relationship stuff that is being thrown in your face that you are going to be very resistant to. So I see that with that 4 of Wands and that 6 of Pentacles. It's like, no, everything is perfect and I'm giving to this and everything is wonderful. And I'm giving this person exactly what they want. Like, they want to get married and now we're getting married and now we're moving in together and we're going to buy a house together. It's like, this is all very, I get the sense, and let me pull some cards for it. Like, I just get the sense everybody else around you has been trying to warn you about this, trying to have a conversation with you about this, and you are, like, in this denial headspace. And I love you, Scorpios, but, like, if there is a sign that is more stubborn than Taurus, it is 1000% you, and you guys will not admit it. And that is what also makes you so stubborn, because Taurus is, we can admit, I can be a little stubborn sometimes. It happens. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with who I am. I know where I get stubborn. Scorpios are water signs. You guys are fixed water, and I love you. I love you guys. I'm not trying to, like, hate on you, but, like, you do know, like, you need to realize that you guys are, like, the most stubborn sign and love to act like you're not. It's like, if I'm right and everybody else is wrong, and that's just the way it is. And it's like, okay. It's definitely not how it is, but especially when you get especially when you get like into somebody, when you get like on your love streak, when you have this idea and you think this is the best idea and you have this belief and you think it is the best belief, you do not hear anything else. You do not hear anything else. And I know that, like, again, that's the Taurus Scorpio axis. I do find that Tauruses can at least be talked off the ledge a little bit. Like, we can understand things. Like, you guys are too in your emotions about this to get there. And it's like, that is what I'm getting from this situation. You're too in your emotions to see the truth of this situation, to see that this is not healthy. And it's like, yeah, oh my God, like, you don't want to let this go, but it's like the Ace of Cups is reversed here. Like, there's no love here. And it's like everybody else can see, like, there is no love here. This person is using you. Like, this situation is fruitless. I don't know what you're doing. This just seems really toxic. And I'm saying that it's toxic because I know it starts off nice there. When the High Priestess shows up and it's like, oh, 4 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. And then we get, like, a streak, like, the Devil and Five of Pentacles and Ten of Wands and Nine of Swords. Like, this is a nightmarish person. This is somebody, this is a cycle that we have been through together. And it's like, you have got to break this cycle, Scorpio. When you get the Devil showing up right after, it's like Six of Pentacles, like you're giving to the Devil. You're giving to somebody that is trying to force you into a negative situation that you're giving. It doesn't even have to be like somebody that you're with right now. It could be that you're focusing on an ex, or like, oh, I want to get back together with this person someday. I want to do this situation. Like, I want to, make this work. I want to make that work. And it's like, you cannot, Scorpio. Okay. Like at some point, like, you have to let this situation go, and you have to see it for what it is. And it's like, I just feel like this month, like, you have got, I don't know if a lot of you will, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if a lot of you will listen. There will be people there will be true friends that try to tell you what's what, but you will be, again, on your fearful, what is the word I'm looking for? Paranoid streak here with, the way things are and the astrology. You're going to be feeling really paranoid, and you're not going to be trusting the right people. You might be trusting the wrong people, and it's going to be like a really ass backwards situation that will feel frustrating. But you have to be aware that when people are trying to show you that there is a negative and toxic relationship in your life, especially people that love you and that are trying to help you and can see what this is doing to you, please try to listen. Please try not to get into this headspace of, you don't know them and you don't know us and you don't know what it's like when we're together. And it's like, oh, Scorpio, if you don't deal with this now, this is going to become so terrible. Like, it's going to blow up in your face so bad. But Five of Pentacles and the Devil, yeah. When the Devil shows up with the Five of Pentacles, there's nothing there. The Five of Pentacles is showing you there is nothing to be built upon there. That is isolation and desolation. You are isolating yourself. It's, again, for some of you, again, who aren't even in a relationship situation, you could be so still stuck in the past of a negative situation. You have not gotten over that Devil stuff. You're still in this cycle of working through this. And it's like, you have to break the cycle. You have to separate yourself from this entirely. Five of Pentacles is, I need to walk away from this Devil situation entirely. I need space. I need separation, because otherwise this is isolating me from the people that I love. Like, this situation is isolating. It's what I get from this. And the only way to deal with this isolating situation is to isolate the person or the relationship situation that is isolating you from your healthy ones and from the rest of the world here. Because Ten of Wands, I mean, it is difficult because you get the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Swords showing up there, and then the Four of Pentacles. To me, this is what shows up as, like, again, I'm holding on to this. I'm too afraid to let this go. What happens when I let this go? It's like your fears of, again, you're holding on to this Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Swords situation, which is so mentally unhealthy. That is like you are adding extra stress onto yourself. You're carrying so much. Why are you doing this? You know that this is not good for your mental health. It's like, you're already going through enough. You're already going to be going through some, like, insane shit when Mars goes into Gemini for 8 months. That's going to be really bad. And you're going to you need to not be in this Nine of Swords headspace already. You can't be already there. You can't already be bringing a relationship that puts you in this position. So be really aware of what the relationships that you're in, that you were fighting for so desperately, especially ones like, I just started seeing this person, I haven't been seeing them that long, and everybody's telling me, they're not good for me and stuff like that. If everybody that loves you is saying something like that about somebody that you're with, pay attention. And pay attention to, like, again, what this is doing to you. Because Ten of Wands and Nine of Swords, that is a lot of stress. That is a lot on a person. That is too much to carry, and it will eventually break. But Four of Pentacles right there, to me, shows that you are going to try to carry this. You're going to continue to try to hold on to this Ten of Wands, Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Devil situation that is like, you have got to let this go. You've got to purge this, and you have to end it. Again, being the sign of death in the tarot, use it. Use your ability to end things. Use that, okay? The sun. You will have happiness. You will be able to see, by the end of this month, I really hope that this means that you guys will be able to see the shadows in your life, the things that bring you down, the things that are not good for you. And I know that you will be able to. It's just, it is going to be a tough month for you. I'm not going to lie. This feels really tough, but I do see a lot of growth here. I see a lot of being able to move forward, of being able to work through some really negative stuff here. So I'm just going to take a quick picture of your cards, and then we're going to pull some oracles. Actually, let's do the oracles first. Let's do a romance angel oracle, because I know, like, rough, I know. But I really feel like you guys are making room, like by facing a lot of these negative things. And again, it's going to feel like, why is everything fucking me over? Why are people hurting me? Why are they doing this to me? What the hell? But this is forcing you to look at your path of life and how it's been chosen. Have you chosen this? Is this what you want? Are your needs and desires being met? Is this what you want your life to look like? If not, what do you want it to be? What do you really want out of your career, out of a relationship? And are you being given that? Have you leveled up, or are you back in the same negative cycles? These are all things that you're going to be dealing with here, Scorpio. And if you're not willing to face those questions, you're going to continue on with the same cycles and the same negative issues, and you're never going to shift and change. It's like, this is the time to shift and change your beliefs about yourself, about relationships, about what is possible and what you want out of career. Do not let other people dictate what makes you happy and what you know that you need. Okay. Woo! Scorpio. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. I won't go say anything, just like, we might be dealing with some generational trauma stuff, especially in terms of like, if we saw our parents act certain ways in relationships, if they treated us certain ways. You're working through some of this stuff now. You're working through, again, a lot of these like patterns that come through and come through and come through. And it's like, you are not perfect, and that is okay. I think a lot of my older Scorpios, or not even just my older clients and stuff like that, I find like a lot of resistance with age to change and being better, and, you know, feeling like they need to like have this perfect, you know, be the perfect parent, be this thing. It's like, it's okay to not be perfect. It is okay to have moments where you are not the perfect person. It is okay to have made mistakes. It is okay that like maybe you traumatize, you know, your children or your friends or a relationship. It is okay, but you have to move past it, and you have to become better, and you have to admit these things. And if somebody's telling you that this is what happened and this is how they feel, you cannot just be sitting there saying, no, like, that was not my experience. It's like somebody else is telling you that this is their experience with you, and you have to listen to that, and you have to accept that. Okay? Ooh, I don't know where that message came from, but it's coming through. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. This is the time to have those honest discussions. Is this going to work out? What do you really see? Like, what are you really in this for? What are you getting out of this? Are your needs being met? And I think a lot of these conversations have to be had with yourself and only yourself. Okay? Those are your cards there. I want to pull one more for you guys. I'm going to pull one from the Power deck. Scorpio. Messages from the Power deck for Scorpio for August 2022. All right, Scorpios. That was your reading pretty much there. If you haven't, do make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Do make sure to subscribe or follow over on Twitch. And if you haven't, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm just Deku Tarot on everything. You can find me pretty easily. It's usually no caps, no spaces. I think only on Twitch is it capital D, capital T with Deku Tarot. We go live. We do all types of fun stuff now. I talk politics. We talk true crime. We talk other crazy news things and other just like fun news stuff. There's a lot of really fun stuff I want to do on Twitch. There's a lot of fun games. Gonna play some Nancy Drew games. Gonna play some Elden Ring. So definitely come and join over here. I definitely want to be utilizing Twitch more because YouTube is kind of falling off, which is why I made the switch over. Damn, you're not having one pop out here. Scorpios. Oh, okay. There we go. It's like it was waiting for me. Virtue. Okay. Virtue is one of the passive qualities of power. When you pull back the bow, preparing to set the arrows here. I'll try to like hold it so you guys can see this a little better. Here, I'll put it there. Virtue is one of the passive qualities of power. When you pull back the bow, preparing to set the arrow and define your target, you use the strength, the will, and the focus that you have collected within that part of yourself called virtue. Virtue is when you find inner truth. It is a place of illumination, and as that radiance grows within you, it becomes integrity. Without virtue, there is no inner balance. Virtue comes from the unknown, quiet things that you do for the world and other people. With each act, your spirit shield becomes stronger and more beautiful with the symbols of your inner life. Like the deer, they are quiet symbols. Virtue marks your path on the other side. Like the one who walks last, the virtuous person is in the position of power. Power often comes quietly. Walk in beauty and virtue. So, those are your messages, Scorpio, for the month of August 2022. Like, once again, do make sure to share, make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment and give me a like, guys. It helps with the algorithm and I really appreciate it. And if you do want to book a private reading, my private readings are open and available. I'm doing half-hour readings as well as 1-hour readings. You can message me over on Instagram at DQ Tarot. You can DM me there to book a reading, or you can email me dqtarot@gmail.com. Okay? Thank you guys again so much.